It's September 21st, 2022, and I'm aboard Sequester, and we just cast off from the marina and are headed out for an afternoon sail. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock, and we're gonna sail, I don't know, three and a half hours, and then head back in. Wind is northwest right now, and it's supposed to go west and then southwest later this afternoon, so we're hoping that it will be southwest when we go back in, because of course our finger pier is on the north side of the boat, so any south component blows me onto the finger pier, any north blows me off. There's a lobster boat heading in, making lots of noise as usual. One other boat over there sailing, and I see a couple of boats further out sailing. Not too many though, 4 boats out there sailing, and I think 2 of them are day charter boats, 2 friendship sloops. One out of southwest, one out of northeast. There comes the lobster boat wake, and we're sailing along at 4 knots in this relatively light air. So we'll see what it's going to be like later in the afternoon. Well, we're sailing east, just about to pass the end of Greening Island there, as we head toward Sutton. And there's a couple boats over there. So it's nice sailing today. It's not hot, probably low 60s. There's a 3-masted schooner, Ambergris, over there by Bear Island, and a couple other small boats. So not very crowded out on the water today here on the 21st of September 2022. Well, we just got passed by this guy. That looks like a Brooklyn Boatyard custom boat. About a 45-footer. Guy is clearly single-handing it. As we approach Sutton Island. And I think we're going to go out the north side of Sutton Island, something we don't do very often. Lobster boat wake right now. Because in the summer, with the prevailing southwest wind, the north side of Sutton Island is generally almost windless and very hot. But today, with a north wind, it shouldn't be too bad, and I see boats sailing out there without any trouble. So we should be able to sail past Sutton with this north wind. And maybe come in on the other side. And this is the west end of Sutton Island from the north. You see the rocks there, you don't want to get too close. And on the rocks, I don't know if you can pick it out in this view, right in the center of the view, is the 100-plus-year-old osprey nest. And we got a couple boats out here, one going out, one coming in. Well, this is the north side of Sutton Island, much rockier than the southern side. And the big houses are over here. The houses on the other side are much smaller. As we're sailing past at about 3 and a bit knots. And we'll just continue out toward East Bunker Ledge. You might be able to see the pylon up there just under the sail. And on the other side, we have the expensive homes of Seal Harbor up on that hillside. And be able to see into the harbor in just a couple of minutes, as we're still heading pretty much east. In the distance ahead is the Schoodic Peninsula. And it looks like there's low clouds, maybe some fog further down east. Well, we're a lot closer to Seal Harbor. You can see into the harbor a little bit. There aren't a lot of boats left in there. Starting to empty out. And also the wind has dropped off a little bit here and it's starting to go more westerly. So I'm thinking We were thinking of going around East Bunker Ledge over there, but I think we're probably going to turn back and sail in on the north side of Sutton Island while we still have wind. The wind is supposed to go west later in the day, which is going to, if we don't turn around soon enough, is going to leave us motoring back a lot further than if we turn around a little earlier. Well, just jibed around because the wind was going more westerly as we are now sailing away from Seal Harbor, and just over the hills there you can see the two peaks of the Bubbles, the two more distant hills. And now, as we are heading just a little bit west of south, there's Sutton Island there, and we're headed toward Little Cranberry Island. Yeah, this is the east end of Sutton Island here. We're a couple hundred yards off the island. And it's a little rocky over here, but we're in 50 feet of water, so that isn't really an issue. It is low tide just about now, but it's a +2 low tide today. It's quite a nice looking rocky shore there on the east end of Sutton Island. Well, we're in between Sutton Island and the Cranberry Islands, and we're heading almost west. And here is a cruise boat showing people the islands out here. Right now we're heading toward Great Cranberry. There goes the cruise boat out of Bar Harbor. They may or may not go out to look for whales. I don't know if it's that kind of cruise boat. Well, we're sailing a little bit north of west right now, past Great Cranberry Harbor. We're just outside the moorings. And harbor is starting to empty out. Still a few recreational boats left, but some of those may be here to be hauled out, because there is a boat yard right there that hauls boats and Newman and Gray, and they may be hauling some of these boats out, particularly the power boats. They tend to do a lot of power boats. They have, although you can't really see it from here, they do have a marine railway over there. Hopefully we can sail past Great Cranberry Island and out into the Western Way without another tack. Well, as we're sailing north towards Sutton Island after tacking off Great Cranberry, there's a loon right over there about 150 feet from the boat. We'll zoom in on it. And not too many sailboats out today. We're going 20 degrees magnetic right now, and we're pointed up. We can go a little bit higher, but we aren't going to make it around the west end of Sutton Island up there on this point of sail, so we will have to tack again. Friendship sloop over there by Greening Island, and there's the south shore of Sutton. And Little Cranberry Island. And Great Cranberry Harbor astern. Now, we may go back sooner rather than later today because we've got clouds moving in from the east that are I think bringing rain with them. We're supposed to have rain tonight and tomorrow. And the clouds are starting to come over the top of us. And the next couple days are going to be windy and rainy. because we're having an unwelcome visitor from the south. And that Hurricane Fiona is supposed to pass by us Friday night into Saturday. And right now it's supposed to hit the northern end of Nova Scotia, which is Cape Breton Island, as a Category 2 hurricane, which is almost unheard of for that part of the world. And that's going to pump a bit of wind in here. We may have gusts up to 40 knots on Saturday. That's what the current forecast says. And with steady winds in the 25 to 30 range, which is a little blustery, and that's from the northwest, which will make getting in and out of our slip a little difficult, since any north component to the wind blows us off the finger pier and toward the boat and the slip next to us. And there's only about 5 feet between the two boats. So here we are looking over toward the entrance of Somme Sound and into Northeast Harbor, straight north, which looks like it's starting to empty out for the 2022 season. As we head more or less straight west toward the man-set shore of Southwest Harbor on Mount Desert Island. And looking out the western way, we're looking a little bit south of west here. And the islands you see out there are Gotts Island, Black's Island, and then further out we've got, I don't know if you can see it yet, Long Island is out there, where the town of Frenchboro is located. And that is, for this part of Maine, the most offshore permanently occupied island, although only about 20 people live out there all year. And they are pretty much all lobster fishermen. There's Southwest Harbor over there, hitting a lobster boat wake right now. It's been a light air day. I think the peak speed I've seen under sail was a little bit over 5 knots. It's not been one of those days when the boat is threatening to put the rail down, which of course this boat never does. Right now we have a couple harbor porpoises that have been following us. They just passed us right there. I don't know if you were able to see them, but they've been following us for the last couple minutes, and they just zipped by the boat. Not sure where they are now. I heard them over here. There they are, a little more distant. There have been quite a few of them up here lately. There weren't many early in the season, but they're here now. Usually you hear them and look, and if you're lucky you see them. So they seem, since I got the camera out, to have decided to go away. They're a little camera shy. Okay. Well, wind seems to be dropping off. The cloud deck has definitely passed over us. You can see it to the west, to the north, and significant clouds to the east, with more further east. And it's pretty calm out here. The wind has dropped off a bit. We're down to 3 knots going to weather. It'll probably pick up as we get in towards Southwest Harbor. Right now the wind is slightly northwest, but I think in Southwest Harbor it's going to be almost due west. Simply because the harbor acts as a sort of funnel for the wind. Ooh, 3.8 knots. We're flying. As you can see, if we look south out the western way, it's pretty much flat water sailing today. The only wind just shifted on me. See if I can turn. The only time that we've had any waves at all was when lobster boats waked us. But other than that, it's been pretty much flat water sailing. And there's Southwest Harbor. And I think we're just gonna go back in there, although the wind decided not to let us point towards Southwest Harbor just now. And maybe pick up our mooring. The wind is supposed to go southwest later in the afternoon, which will make getting back into the marina slip a lot easier than a north wind will. So we'll find out when we get in there. Well, we furled up because basically there was almost no wind out here. We're going to head in and see what it looks like to go into the marina. It's kind of northwest out here, but I expect it to be almost straight west up at the marina, and much lighter, although it's probably only 3 or 4 knots out here. Probably pick up a little as we go across the gap between Greening Island there and Clark Point, because the wind always blows. If there's any north component, it always blows a little harder right there, but once we get behind Clark Point, it should drop off very little. So I think that's the end of this short sail today. About 2.5 hours. It's going to be about 10 miles by the time we're back at the marina. So just a nice light air sail here in the second half of September 2022. Thanks for watching.